New at 6, the Attorney General's office has now opened an investigation into a travel agency that abruptly closed its doors, leaving customers out thousands of dollars.
We have learned the complaints are much more widespread, and they go back a year. NBC2 investigator Rachel Polansky started reporting on this company 2 months ago.
Peter, those complaints just keep pouring in, and now I'm learning that the AG's office has received 161 complaints about legendary journeys in the last year.
We offered this trip on Avalon Waterways, which I'm very familiar with.
It was supposed to be the trip of a lifetime. A Portugal cruise sailing along the Douro River.
3 days in Lisbon, Portugal, and 3 days in Madrid.
It was a similar plan for these two, and the celebration of a milestone in the Caribbean.
Well, of course, it was for our 50th
wedding anniversary.
But neither couple got their dream vacation.
Well, unfortunately, we're not going to get there now, so.
That's because their travel agency, Legendary Journeys, abruptly closed its doors. And 2 months ago, I questioned the agency's president, Al Ferguson.
Where is the money that customers paid you?
Well, in various places. They were purchasing packaging that included airfare, that included touring, included hotels, and their deposit was far more than just the cruise component.
Ferguson blamed the closure on employee theft, Caribbean hurricanes, and unrest in Cuba, but he promised that every customer would be refunded.
We're expecting that we will be complete by the end of the year.
So people should expect to have their money back by December 31st?
Yes.
That didn't happen. And 2 weeks ago, Ferguson told me that he had filed for bankruptcy. But when I checked the state's bankruptcy court records, nothing had been filed for Legendary Journeys or Al Ferguson. Attorney Richard Johnston explains a possible reason why.
They may be preparing a bankruptcy filing, but even in the most emergent situations, you can have a quick filing if you need to.
Johnston says bankruptcies for businesses typically fall into 2 categories.
In a Chapter 7, the court appoints a trustee to gather the assets and sell them off, and then pay the creditors. In a Chapter 11, the debtor who owes the money works with his creditor body to come up with a plan to repay.
Bottom line, if Ferguson files for bankruptcy and he actually has the assets he claims he has, customers may get some of their money back. But I learned that 161 people have sent complaints to the AG's office, so that could mean less money to go around.
If there's a large body of creditors, that may mean a lower per-person recovery.
In the meantime, customers are still waiting.
I'm just hoping, against odds, that the legal system in our country will do something to stop this.
And hoping that Ferguson will refund them.
Ferguson now tells me to call his attorney if I have any more questions. After several emails and calls to that attorney, a secretary told me that he would call me back later this week. For the NBC2 Investigators Tonight, I'm Rachel Polansky.